Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of September 23rd, 2014. Ms. Burke, please call the roll.
Committeeman Delcor.
Here.
Committeeman McCauley.
Here.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Here. Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, the notice of this meeting was made by the posting of the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex, notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on September 23rd, 2014. First up this evening, we have approval of the August 12th, 2014 regular session minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of August 12th, 2014 regular session?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Next, approval of the August 26th, 2014 regular session minutes. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor.
Abstain.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Okay, moving on to reports from committee liaisons and receipts of other reports. First up, Committeeman Delcor.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of minor notes today. First of all, from as Veterans Liaison, I'm happy to report that each year we have our Salute to the Veterans Breakfast. A video montage has been created from the breakfast we had this past year and is now available for viewing on the Township website and on TV 29. If you do want to look on the Township website, just go into the government link, videos, and Salute to the Veterans 2014 video. And it can also be viewed on TV 29 every day at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. And I'd like to thank Teresa Hans for producing the video and to Susan Gulliford and George Maris for the photographs used in the video. So thank you to everyone for that, and I look forward to seeing that out on the website and on TV. And I attended last week our Sustainable Hillsborough Steering Committee, and a couple of items from that. We recently received a small grant, $2,000, that will allow for a number of programs to be initiated under the Sustainable Program as we continue to work towards our next level of certification at the Sustainable Jersey level. A number of programs that are being initiated with additional funding then and volunteer support will be a tree canopy goal, community gardens, a buy local campaign, which is some other programs that we'll talk about a little bit later today. Also doing an impervious coverage analysis and a bike path assessment. So a number of sustainable initiatives that are begun as part of the grant we got from Sustainable New Jersey, and the volunteers on that committee are working hard to ensure that we've got the necessary point levels to achieve the next level of status within the program. So good production out of the group, and I look forward to seeing the next step in the programs that are coming out of the grant. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeewoman McCauley.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things this evening. I just wanted to say thank you to the Hillsborough Rotary. They did a wonderful, I think it was the second year of the Rotary Veterans Appreciation Day. It was a huge turnout. Both the mayor and myself and other elected officials throughout the day turned out. I believe there were over 500 people that attended. They had flights going from plane rides to helicopter rides, which I could not partake in because I didn't have the time, but it looked like a lot of fun. And it was a lot of support there for the veterans, and it was a very nice event. If you saw the big, huge flag that was flying over on Saturday by the airport, it was really quite beautiful, and it's a very nice thing for the veterans to go to and have support from the township and from the Rotary Clubs. I want to say thank you to them. Also, a quick reminder, the Credit Card Advisory Committee, the last grant applications due this Friday. So please feel free, if you have not gotten in your applications yet for our nonprofit organizations, if you need some funding and some help and assistance, please reach out to the administration office. Again, the deadline is this Friday. That's it for me this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Srirachi.
Thank you, Mayor. A few items this evening. First up, the Hillsborough Township Public Schools has announced their next session in their Parent Technology Night Series. Coming up next month. The program's called Digital Dialogues, A Parent's Guide to Social Media, where there'll be an overview of many of the social media sites. It will be held on Thursday, October 9th at Orton Road School in the cafeteria from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. It is a free workshop, and it will be co-facilitated by teen members of PRIDE, and PRIDE stands for Peers Respecting Individual Differences Every Day. More information can be found in this week's e-newsletter and on the school district's website. In the area of recreation, Winter in Town Recreation Basketball registration is open. It's a fun, non-competitive league where children are able to learn game knowledge, or improve their game knowledge, and improve their skills with weekly practice sessions and games on Saturdays. There will also be a high school boys league, which will be played on Monday evenings. The season is 8 weeks long, followed by playoffs, and registration is available through the Parks and Recreation website. And then coming up at the end of October is our Children's Halloween Party, which will take place on Thursday, October 30th, from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a fun-filled afternoon. There's going to be a hayride to our pumpkin patch, pumpkin picking, and a walk through our infamous haunted house. Pre-registration is required, and it is $5 per child. And yes, please wear your costumes. And as part of the Halloween party, there's also going to be a pumpkin carving contest where families are encouraged to participate. There's no cost to be part of the contest. However, pre-registration again is required. More information will be provided at a later date, most likely through the newsletter and via the Parks and Rec website. And lastly, I know I've been announcing this for a few meetings now because it is getting closer. It's our Senior Olympics, first annual. It will be held on Wednesday, October 1st at AVM Park. It'll run 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. And there are still openings for seniors to register to be part of our Olympics in town. They can register through the Social Services Department or through the Rec Department. And that's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Okay, for Shop Hillsborough, we now have 60 participating merchants that will be giving discounts for, what the heck was that? We'll be giving discounts for credits against your property taxes. The cards will be shipped right around October 1st to your homes with your tax bills. The second annual Small Business Expo will be held at the Public Library this Saturday. It'll be between 11 a.m. and 3, and again, it's the second annual Small Business Expo being sponsored by the library. The Health Department will be having flu shots. It will be Wednesday, October 1st and October 8th from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. The cost is $25, and they also accept Medicare. Also, the Municipal Alliance on Wednesday, October 22nd at 7 p.m. here in the Municipal Building will have a town hall meeting to discuss the cycle of pills to heroin and drug trends in the community. This is a program being sponsored in a partnership with the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office, the Hillsborough Millstone Municipal Alliance, Hillsborough Township Police, Hillsborough School District, Hillsborough Township, Hillsborough Youth Services Commission, Empower Somerset, Hunterton, Somerset Safe Coalition. And again, it's a registration is encouraged, but it's not necessary. And you'll see more news on this in the Friday e-newsletter. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. A couple things for me this evening. First, I want to congratulate one of our new businesses that opened up the other day that I was able to attend. So congratulations to Vela Singer Martinez on the grand opening of the new law offices here in town. Also, I want to thank Route 206 Firehouse and Woods Road Firehouse for their very thoughtful 9/11 ceremonies that I was able to attend last week. Additionally, I want to thank all the other firehouses, our EMS, and of course our police department and the fire marshals for attending as well and making it a very thoughtful event for our town to remember what happened 13 years ago. Also, I want to thank Somerset Valley Playhouse for the invitation, and I got to attend their open house last week. It was to recognize the fact that 20 out of the 83 possible awards that they could win, they picked up. I think they're maybe it's this week, the actual award ceremony are, but they were nominated for those 20 categories, I should say. So I think we're going to find out if they actually won. But Committeewoman McCauley and I attended, and it was a great event to recognize all the hard work that those individuals did at that Playhouse. And last this week, for me, I just want to thank and wish everyone a very happy Rosh Hashanah. I know tomorrow night at sundown starts the New Year. So if you do celebrate, Happy New Year, and we'll hopefully it's a very successful one. And moving on to proclamations, presentations, and appointments, we ask that after you receive your recognition, please return to your seat, and at the conclusion of all the presentations and proclamations, we will pause to allow everyone a chance to leave. So first up this evening, I'm going to invite Lieutenant Gary and his family and the Police Chief Kaminsky to come forward, so we can honor you. Please come forward. Whereas Lieutenant Patrick William Gary, or Bill, a police officer with the Hillsborough Township Police Department, is retiring after 25 years of dedicated service. And whereas on August 11th, 1989, Lieutenant Gary began his career in the Patrol Division for the Hillsborough Township Police Department. And whereas on December 1st, 1997, Officer Gary was appointed the Corporal of the Patrol Division. And whereas Corporal Gary was promoted to Sergeant, Patrol Division, Squad A on August 1st, 1999, and held that position as well as several others as sergeant. And whereas on August 1st, 2006, Corporal Gary was promoted to lieutenant, he held various positions within the department under that role. And whereas Lieutenant Gary has received many letters of appreciation from citizens and commendations from the department recognizing him for his excellent work and dedication to serving the community. And whereas Lieutenant received commendation and was recognized in the Courier News as being Hillsborough's finest, after his quick thinking and training was credited for saving the life of a motor vehicle accident victim in 1993. And whereas Lieutenant has served the Township of Hillsborough and its residents with passion and selflessness throughout his career. And whereas the knowledge, understanding, and judgment the Lieutenant brought to the Township was a reflection of his dedicated service. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, hereby express their gratitude for all the hard work and dedication Lieutenant Gary has for the community of Hillsborough. And be it further proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, along with his numerous co-workers and the citizens of Hillsborough Township, thank Lieutenant Patrick William Gary for his valuable contributions to Hillsborough Township. Congratulations.
We have a couple parting gifts for you, Bill. You've always been a very valuable member of the police department, and I've always appreciated your excellent service and your support, not only that you provided to me, but your colleagues and to the members of the community who you unselfishly served for 25 years. We would like to present you this plaque presented to Lieutenant Patrick William Geary, Hillsborough Township Police Department, in appreciation for 25 years of dedicated service to the residents of Hillsborough Township. Good luck in your retirement. We also have a retired ID with your current rank of lieutenant, retired with your name on it, so you never forget where you came from. I do have to appreciate, we certainly sincerely will have to say that you will be missed, but we wish you the best of luck as you turn to the next chapter in your life. Congratulations.
And one more thing, now that, Lieutenant, you're going to have a lot of free time on your hand, just a small gift from the township, so you can always see that time that you have, and you can always think of us in all your future endeavors. Thank you very much. Okay, congratulations.
I would just like to say that 25 years ago, I was very appreciative that the town appointed me to the rank of police officer. And I just want everybody to know that growing up in town and working in town, that the police department here is second to none in the state. And just my contacts growing up in town, I realized that I wanted to become a member of the ranks. And under Mayor Biondi, way back when, I was able to. So I just want to say thank you very much for all your support throughout the years. And I wish all my colleagues a safe return at the end of their shifts. Thank you.
Okay, with the consent of my fellow committee, I would like to change the order of our proclamations and resolutions, number 1, and move that to the beginning of the agenda. If that's okay with everybody? Do we need a formal vote on that, or just acknowledgement?
Good.
Okay. All right, then, next up, we have a resolution to hire Philip Wolf as police officer in the Hillsborough Township Police Department. This resolution authorizes the hiring of a police officer for the department. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor?
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley?
Yes?
Committeeman Sirachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bishop?
Yes.
Mayor Thompson?
Yes. Congratulations and welcome, Officer Wolf. At this time, I'm going to ask you to come forward along with Chief Kaminsky to give you the oath of office.
Move toward the center.
Here, we gotta come this way. We're gonna make sure you guys get it. I, Philip Wolf,
I, Philip Wolf,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in the state,
under the authority of the people,
and the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the police officer
all the duties of the police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Mayor, if you don't mind, we'll just get the sign for a second.
Okay. Again, congratulations to Officer Wolf, and we're going to return back to the rest of the meeting as on the agenda. And first, we're going to have recognition of the Hillsborough businesses and organizations that have served the citizens of Hillsborough Township in excess of 25 years. As most people know, if you've been paying attention, we have been recognizing these businesses that have been a valuable partner for the last 25 years. So this evening, first, we're going to begin with Sal's Custom Tailor Shop. If you're Sal's, keep it forward. If not, we'll move on to the next one. If Sal's not here, would General Tools Specialties come forward? Again, this is a certificate of recognition that is being presented to General Tool Specialties, Inc., in recognition of your 36 years of dedication to Hillsborough Township. Thank you for your contributions and congratulations. 33? Well, we'll go 36 for now.
First of all, just to get the record straight, we've been in business for 37 years, since 1977. We have 33 years in the township. We really are extremely happy to receive this award, and I know the people that are responsible for this happening are the mayor, Gene Strapinski, who we have a lot of respect for, has been helping us through many bumps through the years in the township, and just a great guy. We want to continue. We're an engineering firm, manufacturing of small products, new products for all different types of industries. We have several patents, and we're doing very well. We've gone through some hard times with China taking over a lot of our business, but we've come back and we're still doing a great job, and we're recognized throughout the industry as one of the top manufacturers and research and development companies. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the time that you took, and I really appreciate the help that we got from Gene, especially through some of the issues that we faced over the years in the beginning. Just allow it to get through the electricity and solar panels. It's been really great. And by the way, I want to give you something. I'm hoping to retire within the next 5 years. This is going to be the second generation of General Tools, and if we can continue, and we'll love staying in this township, and we love the people in here. The police force has been great. The township committee people that have helped us through the years to get through construction and a few other issues have been really, it's been a real wonderful testimony to all that are here. And we're very happy with our mayor. 2 years, 2012, he came in, and he's done a great job as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you and congratulations to our business this evening. We do appreciate you attending. Next, I'm going to call up our Economic and Business Development Commission Chair, Ken Stagg, for the EBDC presentation this evening. Ken? We need to hit the lights.
Yep.
Hit the lights.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. All right. Thanks for the opportunity to be here this evening. And that was great, by the way. I like following that last comment. I'm sorry. Okay, thanks for the opportunity. I liked hearing that, those comments about the business environment in town, and that was really great. And Gene Strapinski, who I've been working with as a member of the EBDC for the last 2 years. So it's great to hear what a great job he does, and I can see it every month in our monthly meetings. So that was great to hear. One of the things that we tried to do, or came up with as our goals for this year, was to just develop a little PowerPoint presentation that Gene could use when potential new businesses came to town, right? Because sometimes they don't really have a full picture of the town. So if we can put together something just to kind of give a flavor and set the right tone for what Hillsborough was like, that could make the difference of business coming to town or not. And since the town and the great things about it involve not just the things that happen, but also the people, we wanted to combine a little of each. So I'll go through this kind of high level. I think it'll, there's a lot more benefit out of it when you kind of look at it online. And hopefully we will be able to get it on a website, perhaps the township website, and we'll probably send it out. Gene will probably send it out in one of his email distributions to the whole business community. So, moving along, it's titled Welcome to Hillsborough, New Jersey. All right, and that's a little table of contents. We touch on the recognition that the town has received, a little history of Hillsborough, our growing community, and the focus on family. And that really is kind of a selling point, perhaps, for businesses, because as families, there's more people, there's a lot of spending, to raise that family, a lot of activities. So that kind of ties in with a prosperous community. Our Hillsborough schools, which are a great drawing point for our residents, and recreation, and then finally the support of our local businesses. So recognition. We've all seen this before. Money Magazine, top 50 places to live. 2013, we were number 16, and we're also made the list the 2 prior surveys, and 16 is actually the highest, so we're trending upward. The magazine actually scored 5 different categories: health, economy, employment, education, and affordability. And overall, I think it's another testament to the town to be able to make this list for the 3rd consecutive time and with the highest rating ever for Hillsborough. Another award and recognition was New Jersey's Monthly 2013 as one of the top 10 best towns in New Jersey. And there you have the reasons: relatively low tax base, diverse housing stock, 1/3 of the town is preserved as open space, which has been an ongoing great accomplishment for years, and again, the great school system. And SafeWise 2014, just named this year as one of the top 20 safest towns to live in New Jersey. About Hillsborough, I won't read every bullet on here, but this information was on the township website. Hillsborough was first explored by the Dutch in the middle 17th century. I'll jump down. Grist mills, I forgot to Google what that even is, but grist mills were one of the earliest industries. Records of mills in the Neshannock area go back to 1692. And Hillsborough is a collection of small villages. Most of the names we'll recognize: Belmead, Blackwell's Mills, Flagtown, Neshannock, and South Branch. What is important to businesses that might come to Hillsborough are various statistics. So we pulled this information from the 2010 census, various population stats broken down by age and race. And a couple of the key stats we thought were that there are 13,600 out of 38,000 people in Hillsborough. There are 13,605 households and 10,443 families. 77% of the households are families, and 42% of the households include individual under 18 years of age. And that, of course, drives a lot of other activity, and with that, a lot of spending and a lot of business opportunity. So a little chart here about the income. So we kind of tabled the income in ranges by household and family, and you can see that it does go up. Overall, it's a fairly prosperous community. And the key stats that we pulled out to draw attention to: 20% of families in Hillsborough have incomes of $200,000 or more. and 64% of the families in Hillsborough have incomes of $100,000 or more. So this is also probably a good opportunity for businesses. Hillsborough schools. I think it's fairly well known what a great school system we have. I know that's one of the reasons that me and my family came here. So, here's a few different stats. And 7,200 students, 91% of the class of 2013 went on to college. Technology in the classroom, with our taking a lead, or one of the first districts to use the tablets across all grades. We introduced STEM, and we have the top-rated marching and concert band, as well as the Model UN, Model Congress teams in the Middle Atlantic region. And recreation. There's always something going on in Hillsborough. So there's 19 active parks. We have, as I mentioned earlier, a third of Hillsborough is open space. The Sauerland Mountain Preserve, Duke Farms, various annual events. I'll just run down these quick. Went around the park, which I haven't attended yet, but the Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony, which I always like to go to, the Independence Day celebration and fireworks, the family campout, and the Senior Olympics. And I got to say, the family campout is my all-time favorite. The Therapeutic Recreation Department and the Youth Recreation. So all that sports with the parks and the youth recreation, there's a lot of activity and a lot of business opportunity with all those sports going on. And the support of our local businesses. So I think I skipped the slide, right? Yep. Okay, so we'll start with the Economic and Business Development Commission, the EBDC. We work closely with Gene, and we try to do whatever we can think of to help be a liaison for the business community, help come up with small projects that we can do, just be there, be a resource for the business community. These include business socials, and we hope to have one coming up in October. And really what we've done this year and we'll continue to do is really try to reach out and build a better connection with the business community so that they know they have somewhere to come with any kind of concerns that they might have day to day, on top of their already good contacts within the township. So we have the business advocate, Gene, who I mentioned before, and also the construction department for the last year, maybe 2 years, has evening hours and weekend hours. So they always make themselves available for anyone that might need their assistance. Community business events, the annual Rotary Fair. I saw that the Rotary Fair was never more successful than it was this year. And I mentioned that we have local business networking events. And also the award-winning Economic Action Plan, designated as the model plan for municipalities by the Somerset County Business Partnership. And also, recently, the Hillsborough Regulatory Oversight Working Group was the model used for the state's Red Type Review Commission. And I think that was quite an honor. So we really end it right there. And we just hope that this can be something that can be useful, whether it's through meetings that Gene may have or other people within the township. Maybe a nice tool to have on the website to promote Hillsborough for potential businesses and whatever else we might think of going forward. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Well, great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Any questions or comments from my community membership here?
I'm sure the EBDC met liaison May, but I would say it's really a fabulous job. You took a lot of good information to certainly present to the community that might be interested in Hillsborough. So thank you for putting that together.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yep. Okay, I just want to thank you, for you and your team to put this together, because I know this was something that literally just kind of came up at the beginning of the year, and to get it turned around, within the year was a big help. Because, like you said, a lot of this information was available in multiple locations, but I think it's going to be a very valuable tool to help promote business as a destination for businesses by giving it a one, comprehensive, package available to them. So you're going to have your work cut out next year to one-up this. So.
All right. Well, we'll try. The team
Thanks
puts
again.
in a lot of hours between the months, between meetings. All right. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Nice job.
Yeah, good job. The only thing I'll add onto this is I was going through some of our historic documents in the office the other day and found a 2-page pamphlet that we used to give out in the 1950s to attract business, talking about how we were going to have Route 95 come through Hillsborough and all these other things that were about how to attract business. So it's great to see now that we're updating a little bit with technology, having it on the website, PDF, so we can send it out to various businesses and try to get them to come through. So thank you, and thank you for being chair of our EBC. We do appreciate your time.
All right, my pleasure, thank you.
And Mayor, just so you know, and Ken, we'll have it on the township website, also through the EBDC newsletter, like you mentioned. And soon, we're hoping by the end of the month, we'll launch our new EBDC website as well.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next up, we're going to have a proclamation declaring September as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. You don't mind coming up? Thank you. How are you? Whereas, by proclaiming September 2014 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, we have attention to disease that affects women across our country, county, state, and country, with the American Cancer Society estimating that 15,000 American women are projected to lose their lives to ovarian cancer this year. And whereas these women are mothers, daughters, sisters, grandmothers, community members, and cherished friends, and the absence they leave in our hearts will be deeply felt forever. And whereas women who are middle-aged or older have family history of ovarian or breast cancer, who have certain cancers in the past, are at increased risk for developing ovarian cancer. And whereas because of ovarian cancer often goes undetected until advanced stages, increasing the awareness of risk factors is critical to fighting the disease. And whereas it is estimated that about 22,000 new cases of ovarian cancer will be diagnosed in the United States this year. Whereas the public awareness campaign strives to increase knowledge about this disease, it recognizes the best defense against ovarian cancer is early detection. Therefore, it is essential that women know the risk factors associated with this disease. And whereas this month is dedicated to prevention of awareness, it is also to honor those we have lost, show our support for women who bravely carry on the fight, and take action to lessen the tragic toll ovarian cancer takes on families across our country. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby recognize September 2014 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month and call upon citizens, government agencies, organizations, healthcare providers, and research institutions to raise awareness of ovarian cancer and continue helping American women live longer, healthier lives. We also urge women to talk to their healthcare professionals and learn more about this disease.
I'm getting emotional because I lost my mom to this disease, and so I'm grateful to you and everybody for declaring this and signing the approval letter to put up the bows and everything, and it means the world to me because I know if my mom and I had this information we have now, she had every symptom, and she would probably still be here today. So I just thank you so much, and I know she thanks you too.
You're going to be hanging teal around the township, is that what I understand?
Yes, I had put some out so far, and yeah, I volunteer with an organization called Turn the Towns Teal, and they're based here in New Jersey, and their campaign has gone all over the country now. And it's to raise the awareness. So we put up flyers and pamphlets, and you receive the business cards that they have, that you open up the business card, and inside are all the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer. And, you know, everybody mostly knows that pink is for breast cancer, but myself and many others are wanting to raise that same level so that people aren't surprised and asking why, what is the deal? Is there a party going on in town? And we want everybody to know. So that's what this organization is about, is that every woman knows the woman who created this organization, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She started Turn the Town's Tail, and she lost her battle in 2008. So her sister carries on. So it's just knowledge is power and awareness. So the more people know the signs and symptoms, because they're very vague, it's the silent killer. It's you feel full fast when you're eating. You're bloated. I mean, who has never felt that as a woman? So it's just really knowing the information. So you can go to www.turnthetownstail.org and find out information, find out how you can bring this campaign to your other towns around too.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing awareness to this disease. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Nice
it.
meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, and last but not least, Dr. Schiff and Borough Safe, if you don't mind coming forward. Okay. Whereas, suicide is one of the most disruptive and tragic events a family and community can experience. And whereas annually, more than 30,000 lives are lost, and it is estimated that for every suicide, there are 8 to 25 attempted suicides. And whereas suicide is the second leading cause of deaths of adolescents between the ages of 15 and 24 in the United States, there is one completed suicide every 15 minutes in the United States, which is 96 per day, nearly 30,000 per year. And whereas it is estimated that 4.73 million people in the United States are survivors of suicide, whereas suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for New Jersey's youth, and Hillsborough has experienced at least 12 confirmed suicides over the last 15 years, and these figures are statistically significant in a community of our size. And whereas Borough Safe, the Suicide Awareness for Everyone, is a community-based organization here in Hillsborough whose goal is to raise awareness that suicide is preventable and resources are available. And whereas public awareness of this terrifying problem is the key to preventing further suffering and loss of life, and the risk for human self-destruction can be reduced through awareness, education, and treatment, and as the highest risk of suicide is among the survivors of those who died by suicide or those who have attempted suicide. And whereas suicide prevention has been declared a national priority by the President and Congress, and then New Jersey declares suicide prevention as a state priority. Now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby declare September 2014 as Suicide Awareness Month and encourage the citizens of this Township of Hillsborough to educate themselves of the warning signs of suicide, understand that suicide is preventable, and know that there are resources available for help. Dr. Schiff, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor and members of the committee. We appreciate that you recognizing Borough Safe as well as Suicide Awareness Month. I just want to introduce the member. Actually, I have them introduce themselves. Again, I'm Jordan Schiff, the superintendent of Hillsborough Township Schools.
I'm Meredith Keller, community member and psychotherapist in town.
I'm Linda Maggio. I'm the life skills coordinator here in the school district.
Pastor Tim Wolf, New Horizon Christian Fellowship.
Pastor Harry Skeel, Crossroads Community Church, community member.
Thank you. Borough Safe is an interdisciplinary group of caring people from throughout Hillsborough and the county, representing the schools, mental health professionals, our faith-based partners as well, in order to identify and help eliminate suicides if we can. We're a committed group. We started this only a few years ago. It was the brainchild of Lenore Johnston, a former director of special services of the schools, and we appreciate your recognition. Thank you. But before we leave, we do want to indicate a phone number that you can call if you're in a dark place or if someone you know needs help. That number is 1-800-273-TALK, TALK. Again, Suicide Awareness for Everyone from Borough Safe, 1-800-273-TALK. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for continuing to bring awareness. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, again, thank you once again for everyone who is being here this evening, and congratulations to all proclamation recipients, to our businesses and the organizations that we recognized here tonight. We're going to pause for a brief moment just to let some people leave, and then we'll go ahead and continue on. Everyone good up here?
Good.
Okay. There being no new business this evening, so we're going to move on to public comment on new business and matters not on the agenda this evening. So anyone who has a public comment, this is your portion. Please come forward. Please state your name for the record.
Sure. My name is Albert Wand. I live at 19 McIntyre Drive here in Hillsborough. There's been so many positive things happen today. I hate to bring up a subject that might not be so positive, but I think it's necessary that the Township Committee become aware of it if they're not already aware of it. First of all, I'd like to thank the Township Committee for giving me the opportunity to bring this very important issue, which affects our entire community, to this meeting. Mr. Mayor and Township Committee members, I've been told by your office that our contract with Comcast Cable Company is due for renewal in June of 2015. Before we sign up for this service, there is a very disturbing problem that should be taken into consideration. Comcast Communication is the largest distributor of hardcore pornographic films in the United States. That's a fact, is according to antiporn.org and pornharms/moralityandmedia.org. Comcast is number 2 on Morality and Media's Dirty Dozen list. That states that major cable and satellite TV companies such as Comcast, Verizon, Dish, and others provide hardcore pay-per-view movies and premium channels. These providers send them into every home that wishes to have cable TV. Comcast is the largest of these. What's the point of the Dirty Dozen list? Common sense and scientific research all demonstrate that pornography is a harmful, mind-altering drug. Our nation is suffering an untreated pandemic of harm from pornography. Consequences include 4 out of 5 16-year-olds now regularly access pornography online, and many are developing lifelong social sexual problems as a result. Violence against women, rape, and other sex crimes are directly tied to the consumption of pornography. There is increased demand for child pornography because many adult porn users find that they are no longer excited by adult images and move to child images. Pornography is a contributing factor in the increased demand for sexually trafficked women and children in the United States. In addition to the many proven harms of pornography, it is a violation of federal law to distribute obscene material on the internet, cable, TV, retail shops throughout the U.S., through the U.S. mail, and by common carrier. And additionally, most states prohibit the sale of obscene pornography. However, it is distributed because, quite frankly, most of these laws are not followed through on. The purpose of this list, the Dirty Dozen list, is to publicly shame these promoters of pornography in the hopes that those on the list will change course, or at least that the public is better able to protect itself from the people on the list. By the way, child pornographers use porn as a handbook to illustrate to their young, innocent victims what perverse sex acts are expected of them. When we first signed up with cable, everybody in the state of New Jersey, everybody, we expected regular broadcast TV, CBS, ABC, NBC, etc. Then all the cable channels, premium channels like HBO and the movie channel, and pay-per-view channels, which were supposed to bring us top-notch sporting events and musical concerts. Well, here in Hillsborough, we have, and Comcast, we have 10 pay-per-view channels. 9 of them are hardcore pornography. 9 out of the 10. So we really have to ask ourselves, is this really what we signed up for? I'm not going to assault your senses by reading the titles of these hardcore films, but let me just tell you they are not Debbie Does Dallas anymore. That's all very meek and mild, and it's considered soft porn now. So again, I'm not going to read you the titles, but I will give you a list of the menu of subjects of these films, which are taken right off of Comcast Infinity on-demand list. You want to see them, you go to on-demand, hit movies, then hit adults. Choices include teen sex, celebrity sex tapes, gay and lesbian sex, incest, rape, gang rape, swingers, orgies, sadomasochism, and then the list gets bad from there. All of these films are filled with violence, especially toward women and children. We've had someone talk about the good things about women just before. These are some of the bad things. Misogyny, which is hatred of women, racism. The women in these videos are frequently called racially charged, degrading names, and many interracial movies have over-the-top racial themes. So, of course, that's racial. They also include sex slavery, exploitation of women. And again, we have to ask ourselves, is this what we signed up for? To me, we all take out the trash in our homes every week and put it on the curb. It seems that Comcast wants to put in the trash and place it right in our living rooms. I truly hope that you will all consider these facts before we sign up with Comcast again. I think we should take them to task over these issues and make them remove these perverse and obscene films from our cable TV service. Other communities in the country have done exactly that and forced them to stop putting porn on our television sets. Is it voluntary that you buy these pay-per-view films? Sure it is. But the mere fact that they exist and that they're on our menu that anybody can see, including our children, I don't think that's really what we want to do here in this township. We all shop in Hillsborough. Most of us do our food shopping in either ShopRite or Stop and Shop or the new Weiss supermarket. About 90% of us do our shopping there. Can you possibly imagine if all of these stores, by the way, have magazine and book sections where you can buy People magazine and Glamour magazines and instructional magazines, children's magazines, games, that type of thing, and they also sell DVDs. All the first-rate DVDs are sold in these stores. Can you imagine just for a minute if, along with that, we had hardcore pornography on the shelves in these stores? What the reaction would be. Instead of this dirty little secret that's on our cable, this place would be flooded with people complaining about the fact that these were sitting right out in the store shelves. You'd have all the priests and rabbis and ministers in towns up in arms. They'd be picketing in front of the stores, and yet we don't see anything being done about the fact that these films are being presented to us right in our homes. So I think as a community, something should be done about it. We must have a liaison with Comcast. I mean, there has to be somebody that talks to them all the time, but somebody should make it aware that we're not happy with the fact that 9 out of 10 of their pay-per-view and over 100 individual on-demand movies that they offer are hardcore pornography, which is something that I feel should be stopped. Basically, I have a copy of this list for all of you. You want to take a look at it?
Drop it off over there, that's fine. The chief can grab the copies from you.
Nope, I made enough. I've got 6.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
Sorry, I have a quick question, if that's okay. The mayor, quick question. Just because you seem to have done your research, you said there are other companies that have went to task to remove this from their, I guess, their cable line. So I'm just curious, is there a cable company that you know of that's local that does not carry any kind of
No, but I
pornography
will tell you
channels?
that cable companies, I'm a firm believer, if you don't ask, you don't get. Has anyone asked them to remove them?
It's a good question.
If you do,
I don't know.
you'd be surprised. If enough people squawk and make noise about it, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So somebody should start squeaking, because that's a pretty bad situation as far as I'm concerned. And I think anyone with any kind of a morality would think the same way. Is this what we need in our township? And again, it's really like the dirty little secret, because it's on cable. It's not on the store shelves, but if it was, we'd certainly make a lot of noise.
Okay, thanks. I was just curious if there was one that you knew of specifically. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any other matters not on the agenda this evening? come forward, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Tuyan Lei at 4 Ivy Lane. I'd like to follow up on an article in NJ.com on behalf of residents and ask the Township Committee. This article was published on September 15th, and it was entitled, "Hillsborough Off-Track Wagering Could Be Nearing the Home Stretch." Mr. Colina, who is the president of Darby Development, stated that he hopes the application will be ready for the commission this week, September 15th, with public hearings finally possible by October. And my question is that something that the township is aware of, and what, and it's stated in the newspaper, so I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'll be happy
Yeah.
to take that, Mayor.
Please.
I did speak with the Racing Commission as well as Mr. Kalina's office, and he said he was absolutely misquoted, and that is not correct, that the application is not approved, and no meeting has been set up at all.
Okay.
So I was just as shocked when I saw that as well. And I was off that day, and I spoke with the mayor and members of the committee as well, and I looked into that, and there was no basis of that story or those quotes. So I check on a weekly basis. Nothing has changed, and they would have to come to our office and schedule a meeting within 30 days, and there is absolutely nothing that has come across as anything that being a complete application or anybody calling our office that would come to me as scheduling any meetings of such. So there's no merit to that story at all.
And as I've stated emphatically in the past, the minute that when we receive the completed application, we will put it out to the community. And that could be, and obviously they have not submitted that completed application.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
And in the same article, it also stated that the Somerset County freeholders had passed a resolution to support the two bills in the state legislature that gives municipalities the right to reject off-track wagering within the town. And so the Somerset County freeholders also passed the resolution. And I'm asking if the members would.
I'm sorry to laugh, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I wish you would have seen in the past, we've already passed that resolution.
Oh,
And
yes,
sent
yes,
that
sorry.
to
Yes, yes,
someone,
you did.
Jack Chitterelli,
Yes, you
to
did.
Donna Simon and Kip Bateman, to let them know. And we've also sent it on to Senate President Steve Sweeney, to the governor's office, and of course to Assembly Speaker Vincent Prieto, that they schedule the hearing as soon as possible on this piece of legislation. But again, it is up to Senate President Steve Sweeney and Assembly Speaker Vincent Prieto to schedule those hearings.
Correct. And I wanted to encourage residents to keep informed on this and be ready to speak their minds about having off-track wagering in our town. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments this evening? State your name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
My name is Jim Bergstrom, 78 Wurtsville Road.
Thank you.
364 days ago.
Can you please speak into the mic?
Sure.
Thank you.
364 days ago, I stood in front of here, and I was part of the co-host group, Friends of Hillsborough Open Space, and our signs had been seized, and we had gotten a letter saying we were in violation of putting signs in the right of way. And I came here and asked you about it. Got quite a lecture on how we needed to obey the law on this. I felt that this is something that should have been handled through phone calls rather than seizing the signs asking us to move. I said and that's the way I felt it should be done. We actually did that last year, and finding that your campaign had numerous signs that were in violation at the time of the right-of-way before the 30 days. There were signs that had been left up from the year before from Srirachi Reset's campaign, and I was disappointed that you yourself in your front yard had a sign that there was illegal then in the right-of-way. I thought this would be handled. And then I go this year and drive around town, and in your campaign, in your front yard, there's a sign right on the road. There are other signs. Sure. Other signs from the Thompson-McCauley campaign that are right on the road in numerous places around town. You lectured me quite a bit last year on how it was our responsibility to know this. And here, you were doing it last year, and you're doing it again.
May I ask you a quick question? Did you
Yes.
contact our zoning office?
No, because we did that last year, and it apparently hasn't made any difference. You've gone ahead and violated it.
I'm just asking if you reached out to them, because I know David Coyce did reach out and take down a couple of signs. So I encourage you to reach out to him. What I'll do tonight is I'll move the sign that's on my yard. I can tell you that my kids play with it. They move it around. I'll move it.
We have a neighbor right down the street who has another sign.
If you'd be more than happy, I'll mention it to my neighbor as well.
I want a level playing field here.
Fair enough.
And when we go to David, he gives us a big lecture on how we need to watch the right of way. We're doing our best to follow this. I wish the rest of the people would do the same.
I'll just make one comment, if I may, Mayor. There's a big difference between personal property and right-of-way, and I'm not quite sure everybody in the public understands that. So I think when people have the right to express, who they're supporting or whatever, they put them on their personal properties, not realizing there might be some type of right-of-way there. So it's somewhat of education. So
And I
we'll
think
take
David
that into
went out to-
consideration and
and I
let them know.
apologize.
I mean, this
I
is,
believe
this
David
is
went out to
exactly
the-
what Dale Gordon and the Martins were doing last year, and you seized their signs.
And I believe David then went
I
out
didn't,
and
but-
properly showed where the lines were. And I'll ask David to do the same thing on my house.
And I just, if you haven't gotten a lecture from you people on.
But that
should
was
know this-
specifically a right-of-way. That was not personal property, correct?
No, correct. It was on the
Right. Well, this is personal property in most cases, so.
No,
people-
that's exactly the same as Dale Gordon had last year. It was on his personal property, but it's also the right of way. Right
It
up
was
against
at a
the road.
major intersection, so let's stop with the political grandstanding you're doing, since you are the chairman of the candidate that spoke before here, that this is just political grandstanding. There was a big difference. Last year, you had at a major intersection of signs. Our zoning officer, and you failed to mention, the mayor was trying to mention it, but you cut him off, that took the time out and wasn't hostile or rude, but took his time out to demonstrate exactly what to do. The photo that you brought up is just showing someone on someone's front lawn.
That is exactly what Dale Gordon had last year,
It was
on his
the-
front lawn.
You had it at the
And
major
Martins had
intersection
last
of a
year,
corner.
On their front lawn.
He lives on a corner on an intersection.
Does it make a difference where the right of way is, if it's on a corner or in other spots? No. The law says
does.
you got to keep it out of the right of way.
It does.
All right,
It does
By
for site-
measurement, yes, it does.
For site.
Right.
But this was, in addition to seizing these, there's quite a letter with massive fines as part of it. So there's a lot of intimidation in
It's
this
not
letter.
intimidation. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
And
So
that's
you were
right.
being...
And ignorance of the law by you people is no
Okay.
excuse either.
See, now you're making accusations about who put up signs and where. The mayor already explained on his front lawn, he put it up in the right location.
No, we put it up in the wrong location.
Did
No,
you? No, he just
listen, I
explained
have-
that his children may pick up and move it. So again, if you have anything additional, and stop the smirking, because you know that that's a telltale sign that you know that you're in the wrong in this, and that you're here for political grandstanding. So
I'm here
I'm just wondering, do you
because I
have
want
any?
to be treated equally.
You
So-
were treated equally. You were
No.
treated more than equally.
No.
The zoning officer going out, and what he did to demonstrate and actually measure off the right-of-way for unheard of.
Yeah.
So you got exceptional treatment. And you should, I mean,
Normal
you're
treatment
smirking
would be just
again.
call
You
up
were
and ask us to
exceptional.
move.
Was there any maltreatment this year to you?
What is the?
Was there
playing
any
field here is
maltreatment
not
of you
being
this
leveled,
year?
Because we are being asked to keep these out of it. We've got
You were
these
asked
threatening
last year.
Last year. And here, you're going ahead and putting your signs in the right of way. Thank you.
Sure. So we will make sure that going forward, that is, treat that the same. I can say, and I hope the mayor doesn't, I'm not speaking out of school, but I can tell you, our zoning officer had a similar conversation with relatives of the mayor to move signs from certain right-of-ways. So I can assure you treatment is equal.
Any other comments this evening? Seeing none, move on to consideration number 2, since we already did resolution number 1 earlier. Resolution accepting the resignation of Hans Warnbold as full-time plumbing subcode official, effective October 3rd, 2014, hiring Hans Warnbold as part-time plumbing inspector for the Township Building Department, effective October 6th, 2014, at the rate of $30 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Hold on. Ms. Warnbold has resigned as a full-time inspector, but has availed himself to be a part-time inspector, and this resolution authorizes that action. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call.
Committeeman Delacorte.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Srirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Resolution number 3, authorizing, resolution supporting sustainable state funding for preservation and stewardship of open space, parks, farmland, and historic sites here in New Jersey. As you know, land preservation continues to be a top priority here in Hillsborough, and as such, we are supporting SCR 84 and ACR 130, which authorizes a voter referendum amending the state constitution to change the amount of funds appropriated to the various environmental programs that are currently funded through the 4% corporate business tax, CPT, and a new allocation category beginning on July 1st, 2015. It is anticipated to have an impact on the state, to not have an impact on the state budget until 2019. A long-time funding solution needs to be put in place to sustain preservation programs for open space, farmland, and historic preservations. We encourage our voters to take the time to review their sample ballots in preparation for the upcoming election, so they are aware of the questions and how they wish to respond. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments from the dais?
I guess, you got any?
I do, but I'll hold them for a second.
Okay.
Okay. Any comments from the floor?
No, we're gonna
Okay,
have some
comments.
comments.
I'm sorry.
We were just trying to decide who's
Decide
gonna
who's
go
gonna
first.
I'm sorry.
No, I think this is a very important ballot question initiative, considering, you know, the benefits and the opportunities that we have here in Hillsborough. I know that was some concern raised last year, that there was not going to be alternative sourcing, but as I expressed at a open space committee meeting, that I was confident the state would come up, you know, with a permanent source. And this is the opportunity. And what's great is, just like last year, where the local resident, you know, the residents had an opportunity to vote on an open space initiative or funding question, they're getting that opportunity again from the state. And I wholeheartedly, you know, would encourage everyone to vote yes on this, because we are going to benefit directly from this. It'll allow us to leverage our monies in other areas going forward. So.
Okay. Any other comments from the dais?
Yeah, Mayor, I echo those comments. You know, this is a significant initiative. One of the things that I think here we're most proud of is the work that's been done with the preservation of open space, because it does have a profound impact on the taxpayers here in town. This is an initiative that will allow incremental funding, something that will broaden the pool for us to create greater opportunities for us to continue to acquire properties that leverage, leverage the funds that we do have, which are still fairly significant, but certainly incremental would be beneficial. So I certainly am optimistic that we'll see this resolution passing at the state level, and we will all benefit from it.
Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacorte.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Srirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda this evening?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Any comments from the dais?
Excuse me.
Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacorte.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Srirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve claims list 2014-17?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacorte.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Srirachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. This concludes our regular meeting this evening. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned.